Hey babies, today this video is a little something different that I wanted to share with you. It's about keeping it real with my own damn self. Now in my case, just like many others, when you start out young and you start working, the government, whether it's the federal government or the state that you live in, they take out certain amounts of monies for different taxes and stuff. They take out for federal, they take out for state, they take out for disability, they take out for unemployment, they take out for Medicare. They take out for, here and here and there, and it accumulates. And when they take out for Medicare, which they don't explain to people, but when they take out for Medicare, they take out a certain amount from your paycheck as the employee as well as the employer. And it's a matching dollar to be set aside to be used when you become of retirement age. I'm a baby boomer. I was born in '64. So all I needed was 40 points to retire, which I did have rather quickly, considering a person who really didn't work a lot. But when I worked, I worked. When I did overtime, I did overtime. So I got my points easily. But either however, this is how it goes. They take out money until you retire. And then you qualify for Medicare. And then they pay 80%, meaning they, the government, and charge you amount out of your Social Security checks or pension and Social Security checks, which pays for 80%. And then you have to buy a backup insurance that pays for 20%, while you're paying for co-pays for medication, co-pays for medical equipment, and co-pays for doctor's visits. In my case, I left out of work in January 2013. And yes, I had worked enough to qualify for SSDI, Social Security Disability Income, with a SSI backup income because they feel like I didn't make enough money. Hey, that works for me. Anyhow, after 2 years of being on let's go back a little bit. When you're qualifying for your SSD and your SSI, you qualify for Medicaid. And Medicaid pays all your medical bills and your medical equipment and your doctor's visits and your medications. After 2 years, when you qualify for SSDI, you go into Medicare. And that's when they decide if you make enough money that you'd have to have money withdrawn out of your SSD check to pay towards your Medicare. Well, I've always worked jobs, some decent paying jobs, some cheap paying jobs. And I used to always wonder why. Is it because of me? Because I ain't gonna kiss your ass to work. But I understand a whole lot more now because a whole lot of different things have changed in my life. Anyhow, the government has a program called Extra Help. Extra Help pays my payment towards Medicare each month. And they also help with other payments, like not having to pay that copay when I go to the doctor. Not having to pay a copay when I go to the hospital. So, in my Medicare package, I have Medicare A, B, and D. Part A is for hospitalization. So if I need to go to the hospital, ambulance, that's what Part A pays for. Part B pays for my doctors and my specialist visits, medical equipment like a shower chair, booster chair, or potty chair, extension, CPAP, oxygen, compression stockings, crutches, wheelchairs, scooters, whatever. Part C is for a person who is paying for Medicare, because Medicare only covers 80%. So you need a backup insurance of 20%. I consider my Part C as my Medicaid because it pays what Medicare doesn't. And then Part D pays for my prescription pills, pills and powders and lotions and creams and whatever you need, So between Medicare, which is federal, Extra Help, which is a federal financial program, and Medicaid, I'm supposed to be good, medically wise. Can I say I'm good? I have to weigh my options. With Medicare, every time you go get medicine, you have to pay a copay. Sometimes your copays is $1.20 a month. Sometimes it's $3.60. Sometimes it's $5. It depends on who's the generic product maker. That determines how much you pay in a copay. Well, anyhow, you all know I always talk about United Healthcare Dual Complete and how I like it. Well, I'm kind of upset with them right now. They put me in a situation that I never should have been in. But then again, that's from not informing their patients of what's going on. Now, March 1st was my annual visit with my primary doctor. And when I went, they told me, oh, your numbers aren't going through. I don't know. My number's not going through. I know there's a problem because I go to the doctor a lot. Between primary and specialists, I go a lot. So I know my numbers should be working. Okay. So since that happened, I told them, well, if my numbers ain't working, then I don't want this visit because I can't afford to pay for no doctor's visit. They said, oh no. Well, Medicaid pay for it if they don't. Okay, fine, no problem. Let you see me. So I go in there and, get my checkup and da-da-da-da-da. Well, I've learned with being disabled, you got to be everything. You got to be all you can be and then some. Excuse me. You got to be the pharmacist. You got to be the custodian. You got to be the blood-borne specialist that gets rid of the hazard and infectious waste. You got to be the doctor. You got to be his assistant. You got to be a stenographer. You got to be his secretary. You got to be the cleaning person and everything in between. You cannot leave room for anything. Because if you don't take a positive role, an active role in your medical, they won't either. Whether it's the insurance companies or these doctors these days. Now don't get me wrong. There are some good doctors out here. And then there's some doctors that's into the money, into the insurance and the kickbacks and all that. Well, since I saw that I was having problems on March 1st with my insurance, I said, let me try to nip this in the bud. So I called the insurance company, and I told them about the problem at my visit. I also tell them that I've told them numerous times that my primary doctor has left one organization to go to another organization, and his number has changed, and so has his address. So they give me a docket number or a case number or whatever, and they tell me to call the medical records of my doctor's office, explain the situation, and see what they tell me. So I did that. And this particular doctor's office told me check back with him in 2 to 3 weeks. I gave him 4 to 6 weeks. When I called back and told them, the problems, the issues, and I wanted to know what was going on, what was happening, they tell me to call my insurance company. Like, they think they too good to tell me what's going on, but yet I'm one of your patients that you get paid for. Now, little did they know, I really did like the doctor, and I had considered just going back on straight Medicare and Medicaid and dropping the United Healthcare program, which I still might, who knows. But since they played themselves so short, I said, you know what, it's time to move on. So I called the insurance company back. And with the insurance company, there's always a recording before you talk to a representative that this phone call is being recorded. And I look at that as documentation, because if you don't be on point with everything medical and insurance, they'll fuck you over each and every time. But if you be on point like me and call them worry the hell out of them, they'll work harder for you, because they see that, you're working hard to keep yourself healthy. You're working hard to keep yourself out the hospital. And you want to know what's going on when it applies to you. So I called them back and told them the situation, from point A and point B, so they can look up on the docket journal number or whatever, case number, and see what was going on, and numerous times that I called and stuff. So they was like, well, that's because the doctor's credentialing isn't right. I said, well, how am I supposed to do that? They was like, you can't. So you mean to say I've been on hold for the last month and a half behind something that the doctor's office didn't do? No fault of mine. So, okay, so they signed me up for a doctor. Well, that wasn't the doctor I wanted, but I didn't care about that because I picked another doctor. In the process, I lost my medication. That has never happened to me before. Whether a doctor get rid of me because they don't want to deal with me and my shit, or I get rid of them because I don't want to deal with them and their shit, I ain't never lost my medication. So to lose my medication, that was a problem to me. So I was on the phone with the insurance company on the regular. I mean on the regular. I called them at least 4 to 6 times a month. Each and every month. And they call me about maybe once a week. Each and every month. Because they see I be having some problems. I don't have them a lot, but when I have them, I be having big problems. I don't be having no small problems. Don't nobody want to get caught out there. But they clearly caught out there. So anyhow, I'm telling the representative, and she was like, okay, well, what medicines do you need? So I'm telling her, because I had already put in some medicines with the pharmacy that I deal with. And I only got a couple back. I take at least 12 medicines. That's not counting no creams, no lotions, no powders, nothing. I'm talking about straight up pills. I take about 12. So, where's my medication? Because I'm told that I'm on maintenance medicine. I need this for the rest of my life because I suffer from blood clots and rheumatoid arthritis and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's about 50, 60 different things that I suffer from. But either way, I need my medicine, so what am I supposed to do? So they called the old doctor's office, and they don't get no answer, so they called me back talking about, well, they're closed. But what do that got to do with me and my medication? I suffer from blood clots. I need my medication, amongst some other things that I suffer from that I need my medication for. Then they called me back and said, oh, the doctor's office is working on it. Well, how did it happen that I lost my medication? Because they dropped my plan. I mean, I don't understand. Okay, I give it a couple days, I get some more medication. But the main medication that I needed, I was without for almost a month. And being without it, it set up an infection in my leg that started out in the bottom of my left leg between my ankle and my knee, where my leg was hard and it was red. Now, you see, I'm African American. I shouldn't be able to see bright red in my leg, but I was. And I'm like, why is my leg hurting so much? Well, being that I knew I had an appointment in early June for the new primary, I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and wait. But of course, on my birthday, that's when my leg gets started. So now it moves on up into my thigh, and I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, really? Because, it's like, wow, this pain is just something else. Because I already suffer from a lot of chronic pain. So, to have an infection or something on top, because I thought I pulled a muscle, and I'm looking up on YouTube trying to figure out how to solve pulling a muscle and da-da-da-da-da-da. And it ain't even a muscle, it's an infection in my leg. So, with being without medication for so long, I was in a bad way. So by the time I get to my new primary doctor, she like, well, why you ain't go to the doctor? I said, because I knew I had an appointment with you and I knew you was going to look out for me because I've had her before. And she rushed me to the emergency room, which wasn't nothing but down the street around the corner. But she rushed me to the emergency room, and that was fine. Baby, ooh-wee. If you are hard stick, you got to work on your water play. You got to work on a lot of stuff. Because, ooh-wee. Well, in the process, you approved most of my medicine. But that one that I really needed, that one approved because it needed a prior authorization. You would think an insurance company would give you a prior authorization, being that it was not your fault that your previous doctor drops you. And I want to make everybody aware, when you're dealing with doctors and insurance companies, you got to stay on point. I mean, you got to stay on point. You got to stay so knee deep in their ass to let them see you are your best advocate. Because if you don't, you'll be fucked over a lot. So here it is. My new primary doctor sends me to the emergency room. And she got to get on the line with the insurance company and let them know, look, if you gave her prior approval when she was calling for it, she wouldn't be in this situation where I had to rush her to the hospital in the ambulance. And now you got to pay for a week's worth of emergency services. Because she done went from going to the emergency room to being in observation to being admitted to having emergency surgery. All this because you didn't want to pay $300 and something a month towards her blood thinner. So as I'm getting home today, on a Sunday, I get in the mail that my prior authorization has been approved. But if you would have did it when I asked you to do it, we wouldn't have had these problems. Dear Donna Howard, Optimum RX Prior Authorization Department is pleased to inform you that the coverage determination or exception request for Xarelto has been approved. Now, mind you, I've been getting this medicine every month. I have refills on my medication. This should have never happened. Xarelto tab 20 milligrams used as directed is approved till 12/31/17 under your Medicare Part D benefit, revised by said Maisto. A letter was sent to your physician informing him or her of the decision. Subject to benefit eligibility in the approval period noted above, you will be responsible for paying your copay plus any additional amounts as required by the provisions of your prescription drug benefits. Benefits and formulary can change each year on January 1st. Now, if this changed on January 1st, according to this letter, how is it that I didn't have my medication in May? The continuing coverage of this drug is dependent upon your eligibility for the plan and the drug remaining a covered formulary benefit. Optum RX encourages members to take an active role in their health care. Please refer to the member services number on the back of your card. TTY users should call 1-800-498-5428. We're available from 5 a.m. till 10 p.m. Monday through Friday and 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. If they would have gave me my prior approval when I first called and said something, instead of the new primary doctor having to let them know, look, this is your fault. And if she has any other problems, I'm going to hold you accountable. Stop trying to run the medication business and just pay your bills. This is really ridiculous. I should have never been in this situation. And I am not happy about it. I mean, really not happy at all. So now that you realize it's your fault, now you want to go ahead and pay for my medicine. Sometimes I think insurance companies feel like if you're out on disability and you haven't had a operation in a while or haven't been in the hospital for a while, they set you up so you got to get cut on again. Don't nobody want to be cut on. I mean, that shit hurts. I don't even fucking going to sleep or, getting shot up with Novocaine or whatever. Don't nobody want to be cut on. So now, after 5 days of me cutting the motherfuckers out in the hospital, they have decided to release me. So I had to get a box of different things here. We got some abdominal pads because they go on the outside. We got some rope that I gotta pull the packing out of my leg, and each night and each day I gotta pull at least 3 inches out. They claim it should be just enough in there for today and tomorrow. Leave enough that you can see something so you can pull the rest out. They give you gauze sponges to soak your sore. They give you long Q-tips so when you get this stuff out, you can take the rope and put it into your incision. And then pull that out at the end of the day. Of course, they give you antibiotics. And they give you this little suture kit that I've never used before, but they taught me how to do it. It's got long tweezers with a cap, and a long scissors with a cap, and a little cotton and alcohol pad. It's called suture removal kit. And I'm supposed to take that, open up my wound, take some (0.9% sodium chloride irrigation), pour it on the wound, take that gauze off, put some new gauze on, saturate the new gauze with this, so the new gauze will saturate around what's on the inside, and pull that stuff out. And it might take a few times to do it or whatever, because you know your cells is trying to grow back in and your blood is growing around it, and you gotta do all this and not hurt yourself. So me, I'm a little extra special. So I'm gonna go above and beyond a little bit and ask for stuff. So they gave me the bottle that they opened, a bottle that they hadn't opened, and another bottle that they hadn't opened. So you gonna tell me you gave me 3 bottles to the expired April 20. And 1 February 20. Okay. So now, if I only use this much since midnight last night, why do I need 2 more bottles? Motherfuckers do all kinds of shit. And then they gave me some tape to tape my stuff. And I took me some tape to tape my stuff. And I asked for some infectious and hazardous waste bags. Because I know when you're dealing with urine, blood, or feces and vomit, you're supposed to dispose of it in the proper way, because I don't want nobody to get sick behind me because I had infectious and hazardous waste coming out my body. But please, people, please, I don't care if you got insurance from a job, insurance from Medicare, insurance from Medicaid. I'm going to need you to be everything to yourself so you can be the best advocate for yourself. When I first started going to the doctors and they first diagnosed me with different stuff, I started making out a list of everything that's wrong with me, all the medications that I'm allergic to, all the fruits that I'm allergic to, because you could be allergic to a fruit and take a medication and messed up and be fucked up. I put down my primary doctor's name, and with Medicare you do not have to have a primary doctor, but if you want to have the benefits of some of these insurance companies, you gotta have a primary care doctor. But either way, excuse me, I'm tired. I still got shit to do. But either way, just please make your list out. Things that's wrong with you. Allergies. Even medicines that aren't allergies. If it makes you vomit, put it down. Primary care doctor name, address, phone number, fax number, and everything he's given you. He or she. Specialist. When you go take blood work for whoever, whenever, whyever, document it. It's called documentation, documentation, documentation. Because it helps you in the long run. Because every once in a while, Social Security want to know what you up to. You know, they want to know when the last time you got some medicine done, when the last time you got some tests taken, when you got some blood work taken, some eye exam, dental exam, whatever exam you need. Mark it down, baby. Mark it down. When you went to the doctor, when you went to the specialist, and all their reports and stuff, and then you have to send it back to Social Security. It usually be like a page and a half, 2 pages long. And by the time I send it back to them, it'd be like 25 pages, 30 pages. So that shows them I'm actively involved with my health care because I'm the best advocate for me. That's even before you get into programs or whatever. It's just about being the best advocate for yourself, knowing everything that is wrong with you and dealing with everything that is wrong with you. The more active you play a part in trying to keep yourself healthy and documenting and keeping records and stuff, the more you do it, the more they leave you alone when you're on disability. Because it takes them 6 months to make a decision if you're going to stay on disability or if they're going to take you off. So I just wanted to help you all out because my camera is trying to die on the battery. But I just wanted you all to know this is serious. Please, please, please take care of yourself. Be your best advocate. Keep records after records after records. Documentation, documentation, documentation. Even though it seems like, oh, you're putting a lot in, it's well worth the benefit at the end. So I hope you like my video. I hope it's informative and can help somebody out there. If it helps one person, I'm happy. If it helps millions, I'm really happy because my road and my journey has been a long, hard journey, but I'm the type of person, I stay steps ahead of people, and steps ahead of the games, and steps ahead of what they trying to do. And that's what saves me. So right now, I'm going to go grab me a little something else to eat. I got to get me a bucket and put some water in it. I don't necessarily have to put the water in it, but I want to put the water in it. A little layer of warm water and put my irrigation water on and letting this, sit up there and do what it do, and then I gotta start pulling shit out. So I'm trying to stay up for that because I can't let this go because I have to do this. So I'm going to talk to you real soon. Like I said, I hope this video helps many, 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 many people. Thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. And why? Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. I appreciate you all. I love you all. I truly apologize for not being able to videotape every day like I was. And once I get myself healed, I will be back to videotaping every day. I love you all. Bye-bye.